Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders Picks here, back today as of April 14th, 2021. I hope that you guys tailed me yesterday because I ended up going 4-1. The only game that I lost yesterday was, let's see. Yesterday, the only game that I lost was the Pacers game. I did think that it was going to be a little bit closer, especially since Kawhi Leonard wasn't going to be playing. I didn't foresee the Pacers winning that one. But you know what? Other than that, if you listened to every single one of my picks, you would have been 4-1. So, and you would have had plus odds by a long shot. Early in the day yesterday, Hawks were underdogs, and I told you, I said take the money line on them. The Lakers were underdogs. I said take the money line on them. So there was your 2+ odds there. And the Celtics. I said to take the Celtics money line. They ended up winning barely, absolutely barely. Tatum hit a game winner. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. And then I said that the Suns would cover that like 3-point spread or whatever. So yeah, I'm hot right now. I 4-1. I'm hoping to make that a little bit better today. There's a lot of games on today's slate, and I got to be honest, there's not too many that I'm super confident about. But I am just going to go through a couple and kind of see, what I think would be the best scenario. For Milwaukee, Giannis is out, so I don't like this game at all. I feel like 9.5 points or 10 points, however you want to look at it. Excuse me. I feel like 9.5 or 10 points, however you want to look at it, it's just too big of a spread for a Milwaukee team without their best player. That's just the way I see it. And Minnesota really hasn't been bad. I mean, against the spread, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 because they had a push. So 5 and 4. I mean, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So I don't know. I just don't like 9.5. If you wanted to buy it down to like 7.5, 8 even, I could probably get behind that. But 9.5, in my opinion, is just going to be way too high. The next game is Cleveland versus Charlotte. This is one of the few games that I actually do really like. Let me double check to see. So Larry Nance Jr. should be back. Jared Allen is for sure out. Darius Garland is questionable. Dodson's questionable. And Sexton's questionable. So keep an eye out on that. But I would probably bet this game early on the Charlotte Hornets spread. Just because I feel like if any of those... Oh, they have a lot of injuries too. Terry Rozier and PJ Washington, but they're questionable. The only thing is I would probably bet this game early. The only reason why is because obviously if all of those players on Cleveland are out, this line is going to shoot up to probably 6, 7. And I don't know if that's a number that Charlotte can cover without LaMelo Ball or Gordon Hayward. So I just like Charlotte minus the 3.5. I feel like it's the best play. Next is Brooklyn versus Philadelphia. Brooklyn is still dealing with a lot of injuries. I know Kyrie Irving he's questionable, so keep an eye on that for sure before you bet this game. LaMarcus Aldridge is questionable. James Harden's for sure out. So Kevin Durant is still playing, and it looks like the rest of their lineup is still playing. I want to take a look at Philly, see what's going on there. So just George Hill. So they're almost full strength. So be careful when betting this. It looks like it looks a lot closer than I think it should be. And I think it's because they know something that Kyrie is going to play. But keep an eye on that game. And if you want to still play Philly, I don't think it's a terrible idea. San Antonio and Toronto, I think 2.5-point favorites are way too low. Toronto, like I have said multiple times, is a very bad basketball team. And Van Fleet is out indefinitely. Lowry just must have not played last game. Did he just not play? I don't know where Lowry is on the box score. No clue. But anyway, seems like he's not going to be playing anymore. If he's, I mean, I like San Antonio minus the 2.5. I just feel like they're a, like, I don't want to say a better basketball team because it's kind of a crapshoot over here, but they do just have a little bit more star power in my opinion. I mean, DeJounte Murray's a really, really good point guard. Derek White, he can score the ball. Keldon Johnson, he's a pretty young and upcoming player. DeMar DeRozan's a good player. Jakob Poeltl is okay. So personally, in my opinion, I think, and they are 3-0 against the spread in their last 3. So that makes me a little bit more confident in this one. But I do like the Spurs minus the 2.5. I would probably buy it down a little bit to that minus 2.5, especially if it's at minus 3.5 now. You will get a little bit worse odds, but I feel like it is kind of the safe pick. So, let's see. Sorry, I was turning that off. It didn't want that, whatever that noise was, to happen again. Okay, next game, Orlando over Chicago. Just take Orlando. Completely fade Chicago. They've been terrible. They do not want to win anymore. They had a little hot streak here, and then lost three against the spread, and 3 outright, actually. They won 3. Excuse me. So tired. Yeah, no. Just fade Chicago. Just do it. You'll make your money almost every time, so I don't even need to say too much about it. They just don't want to win basketball games, so not much you can do. Next game is New York versus New Orleans. Personally, and it's at 2.5 right now, according to all the betting websites. I got to be honest, I actually really like New Orleans in this situation, -3. I know that they're still dealing with some injuries. I know Lonzo Ball is still doubtful, so he probably won't play. James Johnson's still questionable. But they have Zion, they have Brandon Ingram, they have Steven Adams, they have Bledsoe. I know they don't have very much of a bench, but, I mean, they still have been a very good team as of late. And I don't know, personally, but New York is 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games. Yeah, I think that'll end tonight. Let's take a look at New Orleans real quick. So, yeah, so they beat Sacramento, and they beat Cleveland, they beat Philadelphia, they got smoked by Brooklyn, lost to Atlanta, beat Houston. So yeah, I'm pretty confident with it. I think New Orleans will win and cover by that 3-point margin, but I don't know that for sure. That one is just a game. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be hard to pick one side or the other. This next game is interesting because it's Clippers versus Detroit. I don't think Kawhi's playing. Okay, so he's still listed as questionable. Who knows what that really means? Keep an eye on it. But I don't know about this one. I don't know. Because Detroit, the thing about Detroit is, like, it's win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So, realistically, you would think that they're going to not cover tonight, which is a very good possibility. So, you may want to bet this one early if you do like the Clippers in this situation, just because then, if you do get Kawhi, you just have that much more value. So, it's really not a terrible bet. I just don't know. I mean, Detroit has been one of those basketball teams that just sticks around, like, until, like, the very last second, and then, boom, This next game is Indiana -5.5 and Houston +5.5. I want to take a look and see if there's any injuries for the Pacers. So, Miles Turner is still listed as questionable. Personally, what I'm going to be doing for this game is I'm going to be betting this one early. I'm going to be betting Indiana at that -4.5 if I can get it. Just because Houston has been really good against the spread. I know they've been keeping it close with a decent amount of teams. Obviously, these teams they got blown out to. but they beat teams like Dallas. They kept it close with Phoenix. So they have started to show resurgences, in that they are actually, trying to win some basketball games. They still have Christian Wood. They still have John Wall. They still have Kevin Porter Jr., Kelly O, Jayshawn Tate. So I feel like it's not a terrible team. It's not. It's just, the thing is like, even though they have been able to keep games close, I just don't think they'll be able to keep it this close with a solid basketball team that is trying to make it into the playoffs, because they're what, 25 and 28, so they're not even 500 yet. They're trying to make that late playoff push. They've been playing well lately. I just like Indiana, and if you can get it at -4.5, I feel like that is tremendous, tremendous value. So I like that play a lot. Next is Golden State versus OKC. Golden State is 11-point favorites on a lot of these betting websites. And I don't know. I know OKC is a crapshoot. I know that they have so many issues going on when it comes to, like, all of these, all of these injuries. But, oh my god. Sorry. I am just so tired. I know they have a lot of issues when it comes to all of the, all of the injuries and stuff. But, and they have not been good against the spread. But they kept it close with Utah. They only lost by 10 to Utah. If I had to pick a side, I'm not going to be betting this game. This game's super ugly. But I would be taking Golden State minus that 10.5. I just don't think OKC can cover that. I really don't. Especially with a high volume offense that the Golden State Warriors have. I just don't foresee it happening. Next game is Dallas and Memphis. I sat and thought about this game for a long, long, long time. And it's tough. It is very, very tough. See, the thing is Memphis has played pretty well lately. They've kept it close with Indiana. They beat Chicago. I mean, whoop-de-doo. Everyone beat Chicago. They kept it close with New York. They lost by 20, or they won by 20 to the Hawks. They won by 12 to Miami. They won by 16 to Philly. They have been a very good basketball team as of late. They truly have. It's like they found another gear, and they just have been absolutely killing it. And Dallas is on the very opposite end of the spectrum. They've lost 2 straight, and truthfully, I got to be completely honest. This is going to be a coin flip game. It's a very, very tough game. But I think, all in all, I think I'm going to be taking the Memphis money line. My gut feeling was telling me Dallas, but truthfully, I think that this Memphis team can win. I'm not even going to be betting the spread. I truly think that they can win. And I like that a lot because it's probably plus odds. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, it's plus 104, plus 110 on some betting websites. So I'm going to be taking Memphis money line on that one. The next game is Denver and Miami. I got to be honest, I saw this and I was like, why is that game so close? I mean, I know that Miami made the championship last year, and it was a fantastic Cinderella run. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I'm a huge fan of underdogs. It's definitely my favorite. But 4 points against a Denver team that is loaded, and I know Jamal Murray just tore his ACL, so that's a very, very unfortunate situation for him. And prayers up to him. I hope it's a speedy recovery, but truthfully, they still have Aaron Gordon. They still have Nikola Jokic. They still have Michael Porter Jr. They still have Campazzo, who's a very good point guard that, everyone's kind of sleeping on. They have, PJ Dozier, who's going to be a good player. So I just think that this is way too close. I don't like that at all. I think Denver is going to cover that spread. I think they're going to win by 8, 9, 10, multiple double digits. Like I just don't foresee this Miami team being able to keep it close. I really don't. Denver just has so much star power, and they've been playing without Jamal Murray for the past couple of games. I know that they just lost to Golden State, but that was because Curry had 53 points, so you can't really look at that one. And then they lost a pretty bad to Boston, so they're going to be looking for a bounce back game, and I think it's going to be tonight, especially against a Miami team. So I like Denver -4. The next game and the final game of the slate is Washington versus Sacramento. I have bet Sacramento so many times and lost so much money on them. So truthfully, I think I'm going to take Washington tonight. When they win, they win. I mean, like they only won by 4 against Utah, and they only won by 3 against Golden State. But like here against the Orlando Magic, they won by 15. Let's see, against Indiana, they won by 8. Against Detroit, they won by 14. So any of the games that they actually want to win, they will win by multiple or like by a lot of points. So I feel like I'm going to take Washington minus that 1.5. They have more star power. And Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, they can score a lot more points. I do want to take a look at the over and under in that game though, because that might be something I would want to bet. 236.5. Yeah, that's probably right where I was going to guess it. So probably would go ahead and take the over if I was picking a side. But oh man, thank you guys for coming to my very early picks and plays video. Just really quick, I'm going to recap some of my favorite plays. I like Charlotte minus the 3.5 or 4.5, whichever one you get it at. That one's kind of a shaky pick for me, but I do like it. I like Philadelphia minus 6.5. I fade Chicago in any way, shape, and form. Let's see. I like the Pelicans here, but if you didn't want to bet that, I wouldn't argue with you one way or the other. I really like Indiana. I kind of like Indiana here. Not sure if that one's going to be one that I bet or not. It probably won't be, just because. Well, yeah, I'll probably bet Indiana minus 5.5, or minus 4.5. I like Memphis money line, and I like Denver -4. And if I had to pick another one, I do like Washington minus 1.5. So, but my favorite picks of the day, just really quick: Denver -4 for sure, Memphis money line, and that Charlotte minus 3.5 or 4.5, whichever. And if you wanted to fade Chicago, I would not be opposed to that either. So I think that if you guys tail those bets, you guys will be perfectly fine. I feel like those are going to be really good bets for the night. But that is going to do it for me, you guys. I do hope that you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. And if you guys did tail me on any picks, make sure to comment down below which ones you guys tailed me on. But for now, this is King Center signing out. Peace.